All right, so stay with me here. We're over on the CN side, and I think I just found something. Hold on. Okay. All right, not on this side. Hold on. All right. No. You know what? I know. I got it. Huh. There's nothing there. Oh. Oh, I know what it is. I found a bunch of screenshots and made rough translations and some patch notes from recent patch on the server from 2 days ago. On the CN side, we're here for slides, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Slide Land. How you doing? And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Patty. First off, thank you so much for joining me here today. We've got some rough translations of a couple of screenshots from things that they've posted and kind of just teased on the CN side, and then we've also got some patch notes from the CN side that we're going to take a look at today. Before we get into all of that, a couple of things I want to touch on. If you haven't seen my last couple of videos, I'm trying to get clips from the community so that I can string them all together in a video without watching any of them. Just to kind of see what craziness y'all send me and what kind of stuff I can react to. I think it'd be a fun way to involve the community, in the content and everything. And I've gotten some clips so far, but I would definitely like some more clips. Keep an eye out in the next day. Probably tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and get the Discord up and running. And so hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier for everybody to send me clips. But for right now, go ahead and check the description. I'll have my username for Discord in there. Feel free to reach out and send me a message on there to send me your clips. Second thing that I want to touch on real fast is that something I found out on YouTube recently is that depending on your subscribers that first come to the video, the number of them that like and comment on the video then determines how many more subscribers will see it. So your boy's got to ask, can you like, comment, and subscribe for your boy? Well, you guys don't need to subscribe, but when you guys do that, the push gets sent out to more subscribers, and then once that's going, then it has a chance to bring in more outside people and put it in more recommended. So your boy's got to ask, and I appreciate your patience with me. So we've done our rough translation game, so this is going to be super silly. I've actually got of the first two a couple of translations. So let's talk about this new class coming. It's either going to be called Puppeteer or Puppet Master, and we don't have a whole lot of information yet. We're going to go through what we know so far. All right, so the thing that we see up here, you know what? Where's my star? Where's my star? Your boy's got his star back. Ba-da-da. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. So first one we're going to look at right here is a new mysterious profession will be announced soon. Who sings in the mist? Suddenly, the picture scroll broken or paper by Zhongji. Then the chase and the bondage of the heart. W. Are even wandering in the depth of the dream. It is a shameful advocacy to find answers in invisible corners. That last part is low-key deep, and that is exactly what we're doing here today. We looking for answers in invisible corners, y'all. Actually, we've got kind of a foot to stand on some things, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Next one is let's move the star. I ain't gonna forget to move the star now. New mysterious profession coming soon. Who sings in the mist? Following the beginning. The beginning is broken into pieces. Lee Tripp, who ignited the chase and heart fire. Even wandering in the depths of the dream. What a shame. Will you also look for Gudong in an invisible corner? They're openly mocking us. I swear to God, we can get that from these two translations. So I want to say that this was posted mid-March, or not March, mid-May, excuse me. So, about like 3 weeks ago or so. And this was the only thing for a good little while. I hunted most of this week trying to find all the screenshots or anything that I could find that was referencing the things that have been mentioned on the CN side so far. And we basically got two of them. Real quick, just to show you what this original image looks like before we look at the translations. So we've obviously got, the puppet person being teased up here, the puppeteer, and then some other stuff over here. But let's take a look at what other stuff means. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and talk about the act Puppeteer, the reason we're all here. Oh, we rhyming now. Okay, I'm done. The reincarnation of the evening network meets in the play, and the lower edge of the intertwined secret website with the fate of destiny holding high and surging in the wind. Zhang compares the fateful line. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that makes a whole lot of sense. And then we're starting to get to the stuff where I think, another big announcement on this class is pretty close to being around the corner. So down here we've got, this is an ordinary small town, but it gave birth to the top dragon. What is the secret? Or what kind of secret is hidden between the quiet old area and the C3D of the bright lights? All right, it's a little cryptic. Right? And then over here on the side, what all this up here is Trial of God. 7 appears a bunch of times over here. I don't think there's 7 new single player challenges. I think there's, 1 new single player challenge coming. New single player challenge, God test, getting used to the road and gaining something. They're also getting another chapter of story. And again, these things are all being advertised together, so we can assume that, they're along the same development cycle and are going to be showing up around the same time. Not exactly the same time, but if you're advertising all these things at once, chances are they're going to land, near each other and everything. So they're getting, more story quests and everything there. And then an arena mode is eventually coming, and then another God thing. Okay, getting a little bit of content. That's cool. So let's take a look at some recent patch notes. So this stuff was for the patch that just came out yesterday over there. They posted it on the 3rd of this month, so this is pretty recent stuff. I have blocked a few things out. Obviously, if you didn't notice with the very first slide that we looked at, this whole side over here is blacked out, or not blacked out, but I've made it hard to see anything and get anything from that because it contains story spoilers, and I ain't trying to ruin nothing for y'all. Trying to look out for you. So we covered that stuff up. There's only a few things that were spoilery in these, so like this is basically the only thing you're going to see blacked out, but that's blocked out because of story stuff. So I'm not trying to ruin no surprises or give nothing away for anybody like that, but we can see here that essentially they're getting some new dungeons. They're getting basically level 120 content, and I mean that's cool. They're getting a decent amount of 120 content, and from what I've looked for at when I'm looking at rankings and everything, some of I think one of the highest level people I saw was like 115. So this is essentially, I believe, brand new content coming out for them. I could be wrong on that. But, the following 120 level contents have been updated 120 levels of equipment and suits, updated the redemption of 120 experience as your insignia. Friends can get in, blah, 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 blah. Essentially, it's just, we're looking at instances of there being 120 content being announced and put in the game this patch. With where most people levels are, this isn't something that they're going to, be running through today. You know what I mean? So I don't know where their server levels are at. I wonder if I could actually, yeah. So this is it. They did the same thing for us when we were, about a week away from, reaching level 90 content. They announced level 90 content in this exact way, listed what it was going to be, what events were going to be corresponding with it, and how those were going to work. So we see, 2 days ago that all this stuff is being posted. I think it's pretty safe to assume that, you know, this is essentially what's happening right now. That, oop, let me get my star so you see what I'm waving my hand over. Come here, star. Come on to daddy. So I think we're seeing this content coming out right now, as well as this content as well, based on those patch notes. I could be wrong, but I believe we're right on that. Which means that, you know, sometime in the next week or so, if we're seeing, you know, some of this other stuff starting to come to fruition, that we should be getting some information on our lovely puppeteer over here. I have seen a few things people have asked about, you know, how they picture essentially it working, and they think the puppet's going to be something that pops out every now and again. And I don't think that's the way it's going to work. I think the puppet is always going to be out. If you've ever played any like fighting games that have a puppet controlling character, the like Naruto games are the first ones that come to mind and everything for me. You know, you've got the character in there that, you know, he can hit and punch himself, but as all of his motions also translate into the puppet doing something. And the way that you end up playing that character is kind of like positioning and where what you were trying to do and where your puppet is a big part of your gameplay. And I think that would be super, super interesting. So I'm hoping that that's the kind of system that it's working off of, that your character are able to move about and do things, and that your puppet is going to have certain controls that allows you to have a very interesting and active play style. That's what I'm hoping for this class. And it's, you know, if someone's, you know, saying that like, oh, that sounds super, super overpowered, not really. Typically when you have that kind of character type in a game, the puppet, you know, can get beat up and can die itself. But usually the puppet master is just a glass cannon. Like, you can just show up, roll on them, and they're already out the door. So I think there's going to be, you know, this class might end up having to run away as much as assassins do, but not as far and probably not as long. They probably just have to reposition, re-engage, play around, and make sure that they're staying away and keeping themselves safe while, you know, being as aggressive as they can be in that situation. So it's gonna be super interesting. And, you know, looking at the patch notes that were just posted 2 days ago and some of the other stuff that we're seeing in these screens, pretty sure we're gonna be seeing some puppeteer news here soon, guys. And I've had pretty good guesses so far with Dragon Raja, so I'm not saying your boys, you know, batting for 1,000, but like, we doing okay. We doing okay. All right, guys. Shorter video today. Keep an eye out for whatever we're gonna have going on this weekend. I'm definitely gonna get the Discord up and running, and then I'm hoping to try and do at least one video on another game. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Been looking at Exios a little bit, and also 100 Soul is just, oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. But keep an eye out, guys. I appreciate your faces. I hope y'all have a great weekend ahead of you, and you're gonna have to catch your boy in the next one, cause we out of here. Deuces.